All right, so last night you talked about that the idea for your new movie, The Oath, spawned from your own Thanksgiving.
It did a couple Novembers ago after the. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to hear, without rehashing that, but I want, and without you getting personal,
Yeah.
I want you to just tell us a little bit more about how that evolved from a Thanksgiving to a movie that we're now seeing.
Just after my mildly stressful Thanksgiving, I thought, okay, if this is happening in my house and people are arguing, it's got to be going around and around the country. And I talked to friends of mine, so I thought, okay, I know that week of Thanksgiving when all the relatives are there, it's a funny scenario already. And if you take in this like big political, ramification that's kind of hanging over everyone, it will make everyone extra crazy. So I knew that just that container for the movie would work, and I just started writing.
So if an audience member like me or other people that watched it last night come up to you and say, how come no one called the police or 911?
Yes.
What's the answer as it pertains to this movie?
Because what I would say is, what I always love to do when I watch a movie is think about the conversations that you don't see that happened off screen.
Exactly.
And in my mind, someone said, hey, we're calling the cops right now, and Chris shut it down.
Shut it down.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it is his house, and he is going to, control it and run it, and I think he does a very poor job at it, as you can tell. But to me, you really do look at it from Chris's POV, and if Chris is desperately saying we cannot call anyone, we have to keep this internal, and you have his wife Tiffany being like, no, we have to call someone. Right. I think it's kind of fun to have that simmering tension between them, of like, just call someone. Right. But Chris is not going to have that.
Is there any fear, or do you just not care at all, which I don't think you should, that this movie might offend people? I mean, while you don't come out and say which party's which group is siding with which party, it's pretty obvious.
Right. Well, I think I don't take both sides, but I show both sides.
You show both
sides. It's
not
a political movie.
Right.
It's not. It's a movie about how people react to politics in the 24-hour news cycle.
Well, you summed it up really well last night. About the message that you wanted. Can you just reiterate that for us?
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing is when you see the movie that you're entertained, that you laugh a little bit, you're stressed out, and knocked around a little bit. But the overriding message is an optimistic one. And I really think that despite kind of the crazy period we're living in right now, I think it's our obligation as Americans and husbands and fathers and wives and daughters to try our best to not let what's happening externally politically permanently disrupt our units, right? Presidents come and go. Governments change. They get better. They get worse. If we get to a place where we simply dig in and say, I don't ever want to talk to you again no matter what, and you throw away that relationship, I could see people having a lot of regret in that later in life. And more importantly, it will serve to make us a more divided nation, and I don't think we want that.
All right, so it's called The Oath, written, directed, starring Ike Barinholtz and Tiffany Haddish. It'll be out mid-October. Go see his new movie. It's not a political movie.
It's not political. It's about family.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Welcome.